name, and again, I'm 12th grade now. I have been at Lincoln for all 4 years of my high school career. There I have established clubs in dance and creative arts. I perceive myself to be a very passionate, engaging, bright student. It's very good to know and affirm these things about myself. However, whenever I walk into a classroom, I feel like these things can kind of become transparent. I feel like there are preconceived notions that come with being me, being black. And to me, there's an underlying pressure with succeeding, being an older person and making sure my peers of color can see me in a better light, in a good light, to know that they can succeed at whatever they want to do. And that's why, to me, it's very imperative that we have programs like at our school so they can know that they can thrive and shine and accomplish whatever they want to do.
So this is just a snapshot of our language arts overall data on our African American students as an example. 111 of them, 15% are Afro-Whites. That's a big problem for us. And in this program, we're going to focus on two of the graduate profile cards. It's content knowledge and sense of purpose and sense of self. And in that, we aim to infuse self-knowledge, self-love, innovative thinking, critical thinking, being empowered to speak your mind for these students. And in that, they will enjoy the innovative learning that will come at Lincoln High School. Our challenge: Abraham Lincoln High School, being a school of 2,100 students, has a troubling number of transfer and dropout student grades amongst our 9th and 10th grade students of color. Last year, we lost 26 Black and Latino students to the dropout, continuation schools, or credit recovery. We're at 6 this semester, and we don't want to go any higher. How might we build a collective culture of rigor and diversity for 9th and 10th grade students of color?
Design processes this team engaged with was multiple things, starting specifically with different data points and meeting with the ILT, the leadership team, to review those data points. Also looking at a lot of student survey, 9th grade student data, 12th grade student data. We also looked at the career technical education pathway exit results, like what are the students saying when they're leaving, career-focused pathways. And then also kind of mapped out potential allyship in the school, who would be on board with being an ally for this work and who might be, a little bit down the road. We also did, a lot of interviews with the students, and then also brought it back to the teachers and had a lot of focus groups. We also did the empathy work, talking about student personas and who we would be specifically designing this program for. Our first insight statement, we kind of came up with 3 insight statements through the design process. The first one was around grades, data, and perception of rigor, and you can read here some of the statements that were a little troubling for us. One of the troubling things that we kind of discovered was there's a disconnect between what teachers and what students think the learning experience should be and look like. The second insight statement was around teacher leadership. We kind of decided that we don't know collectively what teachers' true beliefs are, like in their hearts. And we're not sure, like 100% sure, that teachers actually believe that students of color can achieve at high levels. And we also found that a lot of the teacher leadership is senior level leadership, and they don't have that many students of color in their classes. And then the third insight statement is around missed opportunities and students of color not being in the leadership or in the pathways or in the different opportunities that make Lincoln a really rich community. We talked about specifically, if there are 630 African American Latino students, why is there not more visibility in the different classrooms and different pathways of the school? And here's just some photos of us designing and prototyping.
Is the place, the peeps, the partners, and the project. So the 4 P's. Cool, and I'm gonna talk about the place first. So what we really gathered was we realized that our young people are in multiple spaces at Lincoln that they're not feeling inspired. So we really wanted the space to be super dynamic, super exciting, and very, very student-centered. So we want it to be a focus on what the students want to see in spaces and how they can actually continue to progress in their like specific classes as well as outside of the school. The focus of that is so that the students all feel like they belong at Lincoln. Because like we were talking about, the students want feeling that sense of belonging, which connects a lot to their sense of self and self-love, which addresses the graduate profile. We use Pinterest as a way to gather information from students as well as teachers to try to be like, what would an inspiring space look like to you? So people wanted color, they wanted paintings, they wanted like things on the board, they wanted things that were multifunctional and multi-purpose.
Right, and so overseeing this, we have the PEEPs. The PEEPs consists of the Community Building Board, as well as the partners who are subject specialists. So the idea is to hire these folks to support the students along with the Community Building Board. The Community Building Board will be staff and teachers already at Lincoln who will be implementing this project as well as supporting these teachers throughout those first few years. The partners are the folks we are hoping to hire, is finding people who specialize in specific things such as public speaking and courage coaches, someone who is a critical performance coach, looking at transformative performance, a nutritionist, a food justice chef, so that they can continuously provide holistic workshops that will support students around the academic stuff.
The project is the curriculum work we want to do inside the classroom and outside the classroom. So planning for curriculum work in the classroom, it's already work we are doing. So Ms. Sherman is an English teacher, I'm a biology teacher, and we're seeing that most of our students that are hemorrhaging out of 9th and 10th grade are getting lost in their core classes. So being biology and English, we are working on connecting our two classes. So not only making curriculum that is responsive to our students, but is also reflective of each other. Because we know that loving of self and loving and understanding content and community cannot be siloed in classrooms, right? And also looking at our curriculum outside of the space, creating community building spaces by breaking bread together, also partnering our students with things that already exist within the Lincoln community. And last, taking them back into the communities that they come from, where we can either expose or practice the content that we're learning so that they can create change, which is what we all know.
So why do we need this? I stepped into Lincoln High School as a student 10 years ago. We still have the exact same data that we have right now as a teacher, right? This is critical for our young people to succeed in this space, and we have not done this for them yet. So we are doing this. Near term, we are already doing work here. We are collectively working on 9th grade and 10th grade students. I have 10th grade students, 9th grade students. And in the short run, we want to be direct about which students are in which classes. For the long term, we want to create a larger community of people and build out their community, that community. So we want to see an increased number of people who are on track to graduate. We want to see a decreased number of people who are needing credit recovery. And we want to have our students be 100% financial literate. So, building curriculum, being responsive, and creating a sense of belonging.
We did a fully fleshed out budget to launch the entire program would be $316,000. Resources that are already being available. That never happened. Resources that are already available are 216, so our full ask would be 100, but we realize that's a very ambitious ask, so we are sub-asking for $30,000 for each of the 4 areas.
Oh, thank you all for listening.